3, 2, 1.
All units, please respond. We got a 7467. Two idiots spilling the tea about their neighbors.
Welcome to episode 128.
Crazy Rich Italian Trip, Part 2.
There goes the neighborhood.
Hey, suave bougie crew and crude CRN trolls. Shout out to our new bougie crew in Japan. Can you believe this?
No. Us.
Oh, ussies. And thanks to our global bougie crew for listening and tuning in every single week.
Full episodes are available on our YouTube channel, you guys. Please subscribe, share, like, give us some thumbs up, okay, for all this amazing free content. We held you guys down during the strike.
Yes, girl.
Woo-hoo.
If you'd like to report your own crazy neighbor, if you have a comment, a complaint, a suggestion, want to fangirl us, ask Ben out for a date or meaningless sex, call us and leave a message at 239-300-7276.
Running the board is our very own lovely, guilty lover, Ben, who is a great guy. And
Hello,
sweet
buddy.
and kind. And we're so happy to be reunited with our Ben.
I'm happy to be with you guys too. I missed you.
Aw.
Missed you, Mia. We missed you. So,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
missed you guys too. I didn't think I'd survive those weeks, but I made it, child. I'm on detox this weekend.
Yeah, we'll see.
There we go.
But you get an itch for some limoncello and you come knocking.
Oh, yes.
So, Ben, the questions keep rolling in.
Okay.
People are fascinated and interested in your intergenerational relationship.
All right,
So we
yeah.
have a few more questions.
All right, ask away. Open book here, you know.
Okay.
Love it. Thank you for being so candid, Benny Ben.
So last week you alluded to the will.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. That was
What's the deal with the will?
Okay, so after we finished, making love,
Yes. Beautiful.
you know, she then was like, I was talking about I can't remember how it came up, but it was like, you have all these paintings. She's like, yeah. And the hardest thing is to figure out who it's all going to go to. And I was like, she's like, I have all these steps. She doesn't have any kids of her own.
Oh, wow.
She has a lot of step kids and grandkids and all that stuff. And I was like, why don't you just give it all to me? And she's like,
I mean,
just as
can
like a
we
joke.
talk about
like-
the fine art of subtlety for a minute?
Ben found his voice. Remember when we did
Oh,
that
yeah.
2-cup thing?
Didn't work for me, but I'm glad it worked for Ben.
It's working. It's coming.
So I was literally just like, oh, why don't you just give it to me? Like as a
Like a
joke. And
joke.
she's like, you're going to get something. Don't you worry. And I was
Aw.
like, what do you mean? She's like, you've made me so happy. So,
Oh,
and I was like,
believe that.
I was like-
I
I
kind
do,
of believe
yeah.
her.
Yeah, I
Right?
do too.
so, and she's like super giving. Like I actually thoroughly enjoy her moral. She's like, I've made it. I have it. And I can give it, and I will always give it. Like so, she
That's
takes
probably
care.
why she's so blessed, right?
Yeah.
Because she's a
Oh,
free
my-
giver.
I think she was tipping the valet $20. She was taking care of everyone. So it was like
Good.
always like I was like, wow, that's like really sweet. And she's like, yeah, I mean, I don't have any use of this money now, and so like,
Hey, Blow would be happy. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If she doesn't have
She
anyone.
can't take it to the grave,
Exactly.
honey. Might as well live and treat those who are treating you well, right?
But now I'm kind of like, now I'm getting invested, okay?
I
So now
know.
I'm worried that when you feel like this has been enough for you, I'm worried about how she's going to take this.
I know, like I don't, yeah. I
She-
mean,
She's a tough woman.
but she definitely
Yeah, but
understands.
take
tough
it.
people still have feelings.
But like, I think the thing is, we communicate. We're very transparent. She understands and I understand. She knows I'm very busy with my whole life. And she also is like,
the beauty of it too.
she's like, I have as much time. And she's like, I just think about you all the time and stuff like that.
See,
So,
she has feelings for you.
she does. But I've also told her, I'm like, it's a lot of fun. We're going to have fun. But like, I also want to make it myself. And she's like, I totally,
But
totally
that's different from
understand.
saying, like, the time has come for me to date other women.
Yeah, but I don't think she would mind if he dated other women.
I think she's catching feelings.
But does she expect you to like just be with her exclusively, Betty Benz?
You know, that's something that was going to be brought up in my next.
I think it's too soon
visit
for
with
that.
her. Yeah.
Get in the will first,
Yeah,
and then worry
yeah,
about these
yeah,
details
I mean,
later.
I just
Don't ruin it with these
And hope she dies in the meantime.
No.
Well, my biggest fear was that she was gonna die while I was having sex with her, and she didn't.
That's
so,
my biggest fear for you.
Dude,
So
at least she would be dying doing
I know,
with
but
somebody
then
who
he has to
cares.
explain himself to everybody that she knows and loves. Like,
Yeah.
how
Well, they've already been out. They know they're,
well, the good
Yeah.
news is she doesn't have like children that
Exactly.
she has to introduce you to if the time were to come.
like,
Correct, yeah.
child, nobody can judge you, Ben, and nobody can judge her.
But I'm sorry, she's
You
gonna
guys-
catch feelings.
Yeah. No, she will. She will. And he might too. Maybe in a
Right.
different way, but he's
might.
already thinking of her feelings, I'm sure.
Yeah, and
you're
let's.
a good,
I mean,
good
yeah.
guy, Ben. You're a
How-
kind-hearted guy.
How long has this been going on, to quote a song?
Well, now it's been officially probably 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
So it's
still
not
new.
not too still
Okay.
very new. It's still very fresh.
Ben,
I mean,
enjoy the ride, honey. Enjoy
Literally.
the time. Enjoy the shopping. Enjoy somebody like loving you and worshiping you and honoring you, whatever.
really
Because
feels-
enjoy it. Enjoy it.
I've never had like someone like want like she genuinely is like if whatever is gonna make you happy I want like because you've made like even she's like your presence just makes me happy. So it's like she's like she wants to do the same to me and like
yes,
I don't.
You're bringing her joy, and
Yeah.
so
But
her way.
I worry because when your dalliance is done, I feel that she could be lonely because there's not going to be someone in that role. And I'm not saying this to like make you stay with her any longer, but old people get lonely, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, she probably already was. She's
And
living her
it's-
best life for these
yes.
past 2 weeks.
but there's
you've given
going to
her
be
injection.
a void left behind.
Yeah, and she said, I mean, every single time we hang out, she always says to me, she's like, your wife is going to be the most happiest woman
Aw,
ever. And she's like, I
aw.
know you're going to have a beautiful family.
That's beautiful.
And so, like, she always says
know
that
that
stuff.
too.
So, like, it's really sweet and all that stuff. So, I agree with you, you know, but at the same time, I think she also understands.
I hope
Yes,
so.
I think so.
I
But
hope
I mean,
so.
she will be in her feelings.
She
Like if he
will.
just turned it off and Ben, let it ride out, let it play out. You know, don't force
Of
it and fake
course.
it because life's too short also to
No,
be
see where
forking
it
and
goes,
facing.
Yeah.
but
But enjoy the shopping spree. Enjoy the nice restaurants. Enjoy this mature ladies company who is like full of life and experience and advice and vigor. And I wish I would have her energy at that age.
I was going to say, for
to
her
an
age,
extent,
Yeah.
to an extent.
I mean, that
ain't
she could be-
kissing some ass when I'm
No,
at any
but
age,
but
honey.
that she could be this sexually energetic and this vivacious and healthy to be thinking about these things and not sitting waiting to die is a
No.
beautiful thing.
And
It
it was
is.
And I admire her.
It was probably one of the cutest things, though, when we went out the other night.
He likes her.
She was so nervous. Like it was like I was on a date with like I don't know. It was weird.
little
It was-
teeny bopper.
Yeah, she
well,
was.
you know,
she-
your inside doesn't age, just your flesh
Yeah,
suit
true
ages.
that.
So it was so
Boo.
like she was like tripping and she's like, oh my god, I've never tripped and like I like caught her and it was like all this like this cute little thing. And I was
Tripping like Biden. As
But,
80-year-olds do. As 80-year-olds
yeah,
do.
exactly.
You know?
So I mean, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think I'm just gonna ride it out. And again, I have morals and I want to respect her and make sure you know.
know
But
that.
you
Oh,
know,
you're very respectful.
so
Totally.
So, okay, so you mentioned clothing, which ties into a listener question. So, our listeners, our bougie crew, want to know if she takes you shopping for clothing, does she get to pick out the items? Do you? How does this work?
so she's asked me what kind of clothes I like, what kind of stuff, and I was like, oh, you know, I shop at Marshalls. So
Not anymore, boo. Now you
Yeah.
shop at Neiman
Let her
Marcus.
trust you.
So she said, she's like,
That
it's
old
one of
money
my
aesthetic?
She's like, it's one of my favorite things to dress men, and I was like, honestly,
Let her have her
I
moment.
will.
I would have thought it was to undress men.
She made that joke actually. But she did. You know,
Thing. What is she
she's
on, child? I need some of that.
she is fast with the things that she says. Like
Good.
she's like, I'll say something. I'm
She
like,
needs
oh.
a podcast.
I was like, oh, that was kind of
Oh,
hard.
it would be fun to have her as a guest, but would she ever come on the show?
Nah, I don't want her.
You don't want her on?
No. that
I mean, don't shit where you
We
were.
would
Come
come
on.
yeah. No, we
Okay,
can't. Yeah.
okay.
But you know, I'm
She
like,
would be a good guest, though.
I'm like, oh, this is really hard, and she's like, it's not hard yet. I'm like, Like she gives me all. She's like
oh.
firing those suckers at me. So I'm like, wow,
Golly.
she's so. Yeah.
Ben, we're
but-
invested in this story.
But yeah,
So is our bougie crew.
So's our Bougie crew.
If y'all have any more questions, info@crazyrichneighbors.com. DM us.
Yes,
What have
honey.
you?
Let's
What
get
do you-
more of the tea.
What are your thoughts on Tommy Bahamas? She's like, I love Tommy
No.
Bahamas. Yeah.
Cheesy.
No.
Right?
Tell her you
Tacky.
like
Ralph
Lacoste or Ralph
Ralph
Lauren.
Ralph Lauren, and what was the other one? Lacrosse?
Lacoste.
Lacoste
Yeah.
and Ralph Lauren.
Those are
All
good.
right.
You know, the old money aesthetic is
My
in.
nephew, Wayne Carr, who I took him shopping, and we bought Ralph Lauren, and we found a very handsome Tommy Hilfiger coat. So
Yeah, you can't go wrong with those brands.
Okay.
They're like classic, all American, old money aesthetic.
Perfect.
if
you
you're
know?
up in Palm Beach on Worth Avenue, J. McLaughlin, very old
J.
money.
McLaughlin, okay,
Very
okay.
classy.
Yeah.
All right. What
Yeah.
about shoes?
Brooks
Shoes?
Brothers
Brooks Brothers?
shoes.
Peter Millar.
Peter Millar, yes.
Peter Millar.
So good.
Peter
Okay.
Millar.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's at
no
Bloomingdale's?
Tommy Bahama, honey.
No chow. No.
Okay.
That's for dudes, like big old dudes.
That's what I thought. And she said that, and then she was like, oh, yeah, but I usually bring my grandson to the Louis Vuitton store, and he buys all these bags and stuff like that.
That works too.
Little spoiled mofo.
And I was like,
If you want to your auntie's here a little something for Christmas while you're there,
I'll take a keychain.
take a little change purse. Why the heck not?
Oh my God. Yeah, but no Tommy Bahama.
No
Stay
Tommy
with the
Bahama.
old money aesthetic.
Got
You
it.
can't go wrong with like the khakis and
Yeah,
the
no,
blues.
you
and
no like shirts with like a sailfish on them. That's like really tacky.
That's what I
No.
thought. Okay.
Yeah.
cool.
No.
Perfect.
No.
Or, like,
but you
tiki
can tell she
huts.
likes color though. Like she likes color.
She does, and we're good
Her
with
hair,
that.
her house, pops of color.
Her art,
Yeah.
love
Thanks
her
for that.
collection.
Thank you for that, guys.
Well,
I
keep
needed
us
to know that. Yeah.
posted.
Okay, we have one last listener. This is a comment rather than a question. Somebody wrote in that you may be a few years away from necrophilia.
What?
Or it could be, if things go wrong, a few dates away.
Oh,
Jeez.
God. Our Bougie Crew savage. That's
Yeah.
a troll.
That's a troll.
That's a
That's a
CRN troll.
That's a troll.
CRN troll.
You don't
so
have to
we're
answer
not
that.
gonna, dignify that
But
with a
this is where they're
response. We're
going.
moving on to our cocktail of the week.
Yes, darling.
Right.
And the cocktail of the week is the Hugo cocktail, courtesy of a couple of cooks.com. And it's a bubbly Italian spritz made with elderflower liqueur and Prosecco.
We
You
love a
can't go
spritz.
wrong. Yes, and spritzes are so easy.
And refreshing, especially when it's hot
Yes.
as fizz.
Totally. But it was invented in 2005 in northern Italy. And Roland Gerber created this drink as an alternative to the Aperol Spritz, which we also love. And I have to tell you, my girl over here makes the best Aperol Spritzes. I tried to drink them in Italy. I'm just too spoiled by her, mixology.
I'll tell you what's wrong there. And
Tell
I
me, boo.
agree. I don't like them there either. I agree with you. They add too much Aperol. Yes. I like to add more Prosecco and more club soda
Yes.
than how they serve them in Italy.
You found the perfect balance.
Thank you.
And I also love your spicy margarita.
Oh, yeah. That was
So
inspired by the
good,
Ivy
boo-boo.
on Robertson Boulevard in Beverly Hills. Check them out. They do this kumquat, margarita, but it has to be winter when it's kumquat season.
Oh, tangy.
Tangy with a little jalapeno in it.
Num
Oh, my
nums.
God, is that good.
Num num nums.
But we digress.
Yes, we do. So you guys, T's gonna tell us how to make this little bad boy. It's so easy.
It's so much more refreshing, not as cloyingly sweet as an Aperol, but still, Aperols are delicious. So just pour all the ingredients into a glass. Some Saint Germain, just a little dash with some Prosecco, and a splash of soda water. Toss in some ice cubes, garnish with fresh mint, and serve. Easy peasy.
Cheers, darling.
Lemon squeezy.
Cheers.
Okay, so we're taking our listeners, our bougie crew, and trolls who are clearly listening,
Yes.
back to our Italian getaway. So,
Yes, and take notes, you guys, because we want you to experience this stuff as well, okay?
oh my God.
I know you guys don't have an Aquaman and a Stingray, but you can certainly go and visit everything that we have on this list.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
And for example, when we went into Florence, our hosts very generously hired their favorite tour guide in
Yes.
Florence, who named Ricardo. If anyone would like to hire Ricardo for themselves, hit us up in our DMs. We can
Yeah.
put you in touch. Ricardo
Brilliant.
Oh,
I mean, that was a very long tour. It's filled with history and anecdotes and
was.
stories and interpretation of art, but the time went by so quickly.
did.
If I wasn't so hungry,
oh, I was so
I
hungry
could have kept
too.
going.
So we went to see the Medici Chapel, which is this big marble-covered. Not really a chapel, but it's more of a mausoleum where members of the Medicis
Yes.
are buried. And he showed us mosaics and explained how those are made.
First of all, I have a new appreciation for mosaics, right? Like the way they're made, they have to cut the glass, crush it, dye it sometimes. I mean, it's such an art.
And it has to be so precise.
Crazy.
I mean, Ricardo just brought everything to life for us. So, from in the Medici Chapel, we saw that room that Michelangelo designed, and he explained the four seasons
Yes, and
in
dawn and
in the
dusk.
sculptures. Oh, dawn and dusk. You're right. And
Yes.
then what were the other two?
And did you all know that Michelangelo thought like men's bodies are beautiful, more beautiful than women's bodies? So like all of the sculptures of women, they had masculine biceps
Muscles
and they have quads and like more manly muscles. Like I think you like dudes.
No judge, no
Yeah,
judgment.
no judges
but
at
yes,
all.
from everything Ricardo
Yes.
told us,
Yes.
it does seem that he
stayed
was
single.
probably a gay man. He was not a happy man, probably because he could not live his true lifestyle in middle-aged Italy,
Yes.
in the Middle Ages.
But we wondered why, like, why were all the PPs so teeny? Couldn't he have embellished?
Was it that cold in Italy back then?
Child, all these naked men and the little
Teeny weenies.
They're like little.
I was saying, look, it was cold that day, but I mean,
I
it
thought
was
like,
day
why
after
wouldn't
day
he
after
embellish?
day.
Why wouldn't? I guess then would make it maybe
Well,
perverted
it would
if it was bigger.
The church probably would have made it, it was said it was lewd and crude. I forget what Italian city it's in, but all of the PPs were taken off or covered. The bosoms were covered because of the religious austerity.
Yes.
So you're probably right with that. That's probably
Yes.
why the PPs were meager.
Yes. And I also too learned like why we have so many different iterations of the Madonna and Child. Like I never knew that. Like the church actually commissioned all of the art. Like the artists were not freely allowed to just go and paint whatever they wanted to
Correct,
paint.
right.
It was what the church told them to paint. And that's why we have so many different versions of the Madonna and Child. And he explained
Most of the
that
art
so
at the time
beautifully.
was commissioned to paint the inside of chapels and
Yes.
basilicas and cathedrals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until the artists were like, hey, I can figure out how to earn money from this.
And other rich people would commission art for their home. So we also went to the Uffizi Gallery with Ricardo and saw the original Venus de Milo, the Birth of Venus. And I mean, he was just so incredible. He didn't bore us. He knew how to like deliver the information in an engaging, succinct way.
Absolutely. And that was like what, almost 2.5 hours that tour?
I think it was longer.
Or 3 hours?
Yeah.
And
Again,
we were
if I
hungover. I mean,
wasn't,
this was
like,
like partying.
starving,
and
I would have
we
stayed with
partied
him.
long and hard. I think, or drank a lot the night before. I mean, every night we drank a lot. but-
I mean, but yeah, if we weren't like completely famished, we would
Yeah.
have stayed with him.
I wanted to.
I wanted to as well. But I was
next
just
year, maybe we
so
can
hungry.
like do part 2 next year now that he knows what we did.
I would love that.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And how beautiful is that for Aquaman and Stingray to arrange that for us? Like, I mean, we got there just thinking we would have a shopping day, and then he had this amazing tour organized for us to really learn the history and all about the art and the
God.
sculptures. It was like just
And I learned so much.
me too.
I loved it. And my
loved it.
husband, I don't think I've ever been to a museum with him because that's not his thing, and that's okay.
Dr. Boom either.
He went and he really enjoyed it, and he got something out of it.
I
And
love
he
it.
enjoyed Ricardo as well. So.
Yeah, we'll continue part 2. Because I think I think we missed like downstairs
Mm-hmm.
where they had portraits of all of the artists. I don't know if they were self-portraits or if they were commissioned by other artists or whatever, but that I want to see that next
Yeah,
year.
me
God
too.
spares our lives to rage another
Absolutely.
year. That's
Yes,
where we'll be in
please.
September.
Okay, the dinner we had at Villa San Michele.
Oh my Lord.
Child.
Only pictures could paint it. Like,
I mean, okay, just for a reference point, the Kardashians stayed there when Kim married Kanye in Florence.
Oh God, it was so beautiful.
Because I asked.
It was beautiful.
And again, Michelangelo designed the main building that you walk into when you first arrive. Now it's like the
Unbelievable.
reception area. Back then, I think it was the Cardinal's residence. Now it's
Stunning
one of the
vistas.
top hotels in the world.
Lavender flowers everywhere, and we had like it's like this beautiful lawn with like
A marquee
chairs.
tent set up just for
we
us.
had like a private tent with like
A
catering
bartender.
and hors
Catered hors
d'oeuvres,
d'oeuvres.
overlooking the whole city, surrounded by like lavender flowers. I'm like,
I could cry just thinking about this.
No, thank
It
you, Aquaman's thing, right?
The
Like, who
greenery,
does this?
the lavish green. Who does this?
That was all for you guys?
It was
It was
all
just-
for
That
was all for you
us.
guys?
It was
It
just
was
for
just
our
for
hood.
us. We
It was
had
our
own,
hood
we had
crew.
our own marquee tent.
Oh my
set
God.
up
It was
on the
the
lawn
whole
just for us.
The whole, first of all, the whole villa was rented out for us.
Yes, no one else stayed there.
It sleeps like what? Maybe like 300 people?
What?
Well, because there's an adjacent like little hotel that people could have stayed at.
It was rented out.
There were no. This
was
was no
only
public
us.
people.
It was just, oh my gosh.
Ben,
that-
wait till you see the photos.
Yeah,
I'm going to do like a montage
you
on
gotta
our
show
IG.
me the pictures. I gotta see
I
these.
mean, I
Like,
can't.
It
I
was just rented
can't.
out for us.
That is unbelievable. Oh my
and
gosh.
this is
can't.
what our friends do for us. I mean,
And so then, okay, like the whole
God.
marquee bartender, catered snacks, like that's not enough. Now we have this beautiful, lavish dinner on a balcony overlooking Florence with
unbelievable.
like a 3 or 4 course menu.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Vegetables like you. Oh my
Wines.
God. Christian would have loved it.
Messetto wine,
Oh yeah.
Finest wines.
finest wines. Then, I mean, that was a dream. Then we pile into our Sprinter vans a la Succession,
Yes.
drive to a scenic overlook, looking over the town, the city of Florence at night.
By night. It was so stunning.
Oh my God! I could just cry.
Yeah,
So-
honestly. I
freaking-
can't believe our luck.
I can't. Mm-hmm. Another winery the next day, La Moranaya.
This was one of my favorites. I just love that experience there. And it's this beautiful vineyard that's like biodynamic,
Yeah.
totally sustainable, in the family, kept year after year. They keep expanding.
Mm-hmm.
So not only red wines and whites, but also
rosé.
a rosé and beautiful olive oils, the best olive oils that I have ever had. It's my
Those-
Bougie Bible pick, so I will not elaborate.
Those olive oils, but you are right. Oh,
My gosh.
they had regular. They had a basil infused, a garlic infused, a hot pepper.
Isn't it usually a little spicy? Good
Yes.
olive oil has a
Good
little
olive oil,
spice
spice
to
Will
it.
to
have a
it,
bite
yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
It should be very green.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So good, you guys. But when we get there, like the table is set up outside overlooking this vineyard. And like we have bottles with our names on them with the logo of the vineyard.
Oh,
And so then they give us like a tour and the history of the vineyard, and then we watch the grapes being processed, and then they have like right there on the vineyard, like tables set up with the most beautiful hors d'oeuvres and rosé and white wines before we go on to lunch to eat copious amounts of amazing food and
beautiful produce.
different flights of wine, each explained with each course. I mean, I had like, I cannot believe what they did with these vegetables. They took
know.
like vegan to the T, and I had no FOMO. You know what I mean? Sometimes
Yeah.
things taste bland, and you're like, you're
I
missing
get
like
it.
crap. I'm missing the butter and the oil here, or
And the
something,
duck. You love
or
duck.
whatever.
Yeah.
But it was so, I was so truffles
know.
galore.
Oh, I know.
Things served like
and gluten free and
yes,
vegan.
but
and
the
they
gluten-free stuff tasted amazing.
Yes, ma'am.
And then like they had the pasta at one course served like in a sliced
It
bottle.
was like they took a wine bottle, cut
post
it
it.
down, the center, laid it on its side, and that was like the pasta was served.
so much passion.
It was amazing.
so much passion.
That sounds so good.
It's
oh
crazy.
My God.
Freaking
And then the
cool.
whole family, like all the generations, the sons, their girlfriends, the little
grandbaby.
grandbaby running
Oh my God.
around. You know, it was just the dogs.
Oh,
you
the
feel,
dogs.
For me, that was my favorite vineyard. I don't know if you saw the generations. I know everywhere we went, there were generations involved in keeping the vineyards going, but
Yeah.
the story and the pride, and the dad came out, and it was
special.
something. It gave me, like, you and Mr. Psalm have given all of us, like, just a greater appreciation for wine and a deeper understanding, and it elevated our wine game. But this trip, absolutely, like, the love and care and detail.
And people, the labor that goes into
Yes.
making wine. And I'm not talking
it's
about stuff
generational,
that
too.
pumps out 1 million bottles a year. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about mass produced. I'm talking about small vineyard, family owned.
Unbelievable.
The amount of labor, never begrudge what you pay for a good bottle of wine when you understand how much blood, sweat, and tears goes into making that.
Totally,
Yep.
totally, and that families keep it going. Families have to keep it going. They don't
to.
have to,
Well,
but
well, honestly, like
it's a labor of love.
It is a labor of love.
You know, and so much pride and
Which
passion.
reminds me, did you hear, like, when we were back at the other winery when Nona made us lunch? Like, nobody in the family wants to take over.
No.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Nona's like, I don't think there's people that are, like, excited.
So they're gonna have to sell?
Well, I don't know, unless something changes there.
Oh my God. And the amazing thing is that, like, they know Aquaman and Stingray, their kids. Like, there's
Right.
history there, and they're so warmly welcome, and they extend this warmth to us too.
Yes, they did.
Chala was something on a whole
was
other
next
level.
level. So then, I think it was our last dinner, was at the Machiavelli.
Oh, outside.
Outside
Oh,
at
was
that
beautiful.
Machiavelli Villa
Oh, yes.
Machiavelli.
Wasn't somebody buried there? Like, who? Wasn't there a tomb?
Oh, that's
or
where we
two?
saw the desk where Machiavelli wrote The Prince.
Yes.
I forget if somebody was buried there or not.
I saw, like, right in that room, somebody was buried there. Yes. Yes.
That was a fun dinner.
But again, sitting outside, like, surrounded by, what are these? Not the cypress trees.
Oh, they were called umbrella pine trees, and they were ancient trees.
There was so much energy in that place. Like, it was.
Oh, it was so beautiful.
And we had full moons while we were there. We saw
Yes, we
stars.
did.
We got charged.
Oh my God,
up.
I just had chills. Oh my God, that
Sorry,
trip.
guys.
Literally have chills.
Listen, so if you have not done Tuscany, it is a must.
Go with people
do.
you love and enjoy and like. Don't go with
Yeah.
anybody that's gonna sap your energy.
Exactly.
So y'all left, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you got, like, literally everybody, including my husband, he had to go on to a business trip, left on the Saturday. So it was me, Ray, and Aquaman for the weekend.
Yes.
And let me tell you, it was interesting being just 3 people in
that
this
big
giant place.
How did it feel? Was it?
So the Saturday, we dropped y'all off to your respective trains, planes, and automobiles.
Where did we fly out of again?
You went to
Bologna.
Bologna.
Mm-hmm.
We dropped Mr. Sam at the train, and so the rest of us, me, Stingray, and Aquaman, went to the Ferrari Museum, which was very
Did
cool.
you drive?
No, you don't drive there.
Okay.
So it was just seeing all the historic cars and the new cars and the F1 cars. That was very cool. Highly recommend. Then we went to Modena, and we visited their barrels of balsamic vinegar that they have. The oldest one of theirs is now 25 years old.
Did you taste it?
Oh my God.
25-year-old
It's
balsamic
so
vinegar.
delicious.
That's another art of that
We
region.
visited the man who owns most of the land in Modena. He owns this house that is historically significant. His grandfather built it, like, in the early 1900s. It is the funkiest, most artistic thing. Lady Ripper would have loved it.
They're
and
coming next year.
Hand makes this balsamic vinegar. There is no machines involved whatsoever.
Wow.
We're running out of time, so I won't dwell on it. But let me tell you, it was fascinating to see how, like, real traditional balsamic vinegar is made. What you're buying in the grocery stores, people, is junk. It's not the real stuff. There is a specific shaped bottle that is, like, rounded with a rectangular bottom. That is the real balsamic vinegar. It should have a label, which is like the demarcation of the geographic area that it's produced in. So when you taste
It's
a
an
real
art.
balsamic, Child, please. It's so delicious.
Oh, yum.
That's the one that's sweet, right? Almost like like you
Yeah,
could put it
like
on
the
ice
drizzle.
cream or
Yes,
something like.
he actually served it to us on ice cream. It was divine.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
I haven't had that, but I've heard that like
Tell
the
your
real-
girlfriend you want some.
Tell your girlfriend
From
you want to go to
Italy.
Modena.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to go to Modena.
Modena. All right.
Modena. It's near Bologna.
And take your sister because you promised.
I did.
Yeah,
I
because
did.
you owe her.
Before she tells your mom.
So like, we're running out of time, but just
Yes.
like so that Saturday night, right? We got back from Modena. I forget what we did for dinner.
And because it was Muppets. We were loud and ruckus.
But those two went to bed. Now it's just me. Now I need a snack. Okay, I'm like, there was a kitchen, right? I'm
Yes.
like looking for like snacks in that kitchen. There was
a
no
lot of drinks.
no food. So I went down into the basement, right? Because there's another kitchen in the basement.
You
And, like,
found it?
I
You
was
found it
no, I
good?
couldn't find the light switch. So I'm like, I had my like phone
You
light.
probably found like Nary's.
I was like, I'm like, where are all the like?
Food
Because
platter.
they had like sweet treat. I did find his food platter. I did, but I wanted like something sweet, and they had like sweet gluten-free cake in the morning. I'm like, where do they keep the fajouken breakfast
Yes.
food? Like they hit that shit. They must know that people get hungry and like have the munchies and then like
my
go around. I could not
gosh.
find diddly squat to like
Girl, I'd
satisfy
have gotten
my.
lost in that place.
Yeah.
And never to be found
But let
again.
me tell you, I was having a logia moment by myself,
Aw.
right? I forget.
Wait, did you feel any ghosts? Did you feel
Did not
scared?
feel ghosts, but I'm sitting on the upstairs loggia by myself, on the, they have those stools, and I'm like leaning against the railing, and guess what I saw?
A falling star?
Fireworks.
No.
Somebody in the distance was setting off fireworks. It was so special.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
that was
cool.
for you, boo, because you're so special.
I
love you.
I love you too. So yeah, that's the wrap up of our Italian extravaganza.
Yes. We'll post all the photos and tag so you guys can do it too. We ain't gatekeeping.
No, check me out at TMcD777. I'll post some more stuff.
Yes, honey.
Lord have mercy.
So my bougie Bible pick is the how do you pronounce it? The Marioni?
Marionaya.
Marionaya Vineyard. Okay, and they have a website. They ship globally, guys. This is going to be some great presents to yourselves or others at www.marronaia.com. Okay, they have all of their wines listed there, which we really love.
Olive oils.
They have their olive oils. Yes. Well, I love the vinos, and but I really love their olive oils, and they have a collection that has their rosemary, their truffle oil, their spicy one, all of the flavors, beautifully encased in wood, and you can get it, excuse me, for 170 euros. So check them out. All cold pressed, made from the olive, sustainably, biodynamically grown on property. I swear to God, it took the food to the next level. We could have drunk that ish. It was so good. Okay, so check them out.
Couldn't agree more. Delicioso.
Yes.
Okay, my bougie Bible pick are the espresso Vivita pods. Now, I have the Virtuo machine, so these are a little bigger than your typical Nespresso pods.
Love these.
These Vivita pods are infused with vitamin B12. I'll just keep holding it so y'all can see. Vivita embodies an elegant profile with classic cereal notes outlined by honeyed sweetness. It provides 20% of your daily recommended value of vitamin B12 per cup.
That's amazing.
I have 2 cups a day, so it's delicious. It tastes wonderful, and it gives you a little pep in your step. So
getting that too, boo.
Get it at Nespresso.com, y'all.
Is this new?
No, girl, I've been getting this for months.
Wow, love it. And it doesn't change the flavor profile at all?
No, not at all. You would never know it's in there.
Wonderful. That's all we got, and that's a lot. Give the gift of crazy and share this ish with a friend, people.
Follow us on your favorite podcast platform and never miss an episode. Or don't forget, we're on YouTube.
Yes, please. Make sure you go there and subscribe, you guys. Follow us on IG and on Facebook at CRN Podcast and on IG at Crazy Rich Neighbors.
Drop us a line at info@crazyrichneighbors.com.
And remember, if you have to ask who your crazy neighbor is,
It's probably you and
you.
Ben
And
and
you.
his girlfriend.
And you.
Oh, it's
And
Ben's
you.
girlfriend. It is
Ben's
totally.
girlfriend.
Yes.
Bye, Bougie Crew.
Love you guys.
Be good.
Be good. Bye.